welcome back to my channel. It is Ashleigh here, and if you are new, hey girl, hey. So in this video today, I'm going to be showing you guys how I transformed this piece that I picked up from the Goodwill. So cosmetically, this is fine, but there was just a lot of internal work that I needed to do, and also working on the bottom to turn this into a coffee bar. So with that being said, let's get started. So the first thing that I'm going to do, as usual, is just wash down this piece, making sure that I clean it up really well to get it prepped for painting. All right, so the next step is just removing the old hardware, and I'm going to be using Bondo as well to kind of fill in the holes. I like to use Bondo. You don't have to use Bondo. You can use painter's putty. You can use whatever you like, but I just like to use Bondo to fill in holes and missing pieces from pieces. But I'm just gonna put that in there. I put more hardener. I mixed more hardener with it so that it will dry faster. And then so now I'm just gonna take my scrub brush and scrub it, and then I'm just going to remove the rest. All right, so now I'm going to start to prime this piece, and I am going to be using a stain blocking primer. All right, so now I'm just gonna show you here. I'm just kind of lightly sanding. You can do this before you put your primer on top. Sometimes you don't. It just depends on the piece. If you're just that type of person that wants to be on the safe side, you can sand and prime, or you can test your stuff out before you actually start painting. It's all up to you, but I just want to let you guys know that is what I'm doing, and I'm going to be doing this to the sides and the top of this piece. Start working on the back. So basically I'm just going to be removing this old back. As you can see, it's like a little cutout area, so it's probably like where you could put your TV or something, but I'm just going to take it off because it's on there with staples, and then I'm going to prime the inside. And just taking off the back, it's just going to make it so much easier for me to start working and fixing the inside of this piece. Okay, so now I'm going to start to paint my main color on here, which is going to be I got it from Michael's. It's Americana Decor. It's a chalky finish, and the color is like a vintage. It says vintage. I'm guessing that's the name of the color, but you can pick this up from Michael's, and it works pretty well. So I'm just going to coat the whole entire piece with this, and then we're going to start the blending process. All right, so now I'm going to start the blending process. You guys have seen me do this before. All you have to do is just be patient with yourself, pick the colors that you want to blend, and just use your water bottle and get to work. It's gonna look ugly before it looks good, so just take your time. Okay, so now that I've got my front doors kind of blended down in like a cascade look, I am going to now add my wax, let it dry, and then I am going to glaze the front. Now this glaze, again, I got this glaze from Michael's too. I think it was Michael's, or it might have been Joann's, but it's just like a brown glaze. And all I'm doing is just like you would do with dark wax, is you put your clear wax on first, and then now I'm just putting the glaze on top so that it's gonna be easier for me to remove what I don't want, and it's just gonna act like a big old eraser. So just put the glaze wherever you want it. In my case, I really want it in my edges, and I am going to have it on my outsides. All right, so now I'm just going to remove the screws that are in the bottom so we can remove all of this bottom portion here, so we'll be able to add our feet. completely removed the bottom and we've removed the front and the sides that were there, I'm just going to take my chalk paint and I'm going to paint the bottom. So I bought 2 sheets of plywood from Lowe's, and now all I'm doing is marking off where I need to cut on my table saw, and then I'm going to take this lovely piece outside and cut. All right, so now I'm gonna have 2 separate pieces after I have this cut out, and all I'm gonna do is take my good old E6000 and I am going to glue these 2 pieces together, and I'm just going to use my clamps and another piece that has a little weight on it to let this dry. All right, so now I'm gonna measure the bottom so I'll know how long I need to cut my boards, and I'm going to mark that on the piece of wood, and I am going to cut out my 4 or 5 pieces, I think it was, and then we're going to stain them and add them to the bottom. So now we're going to add these to the bottom. Good thing that I took the bottom out because I do not know where my nail gun is. So I am going to be screwing these boards from the bottom. And the first thing I'm gonna do, of course, is drill my holes. And then I'm going to add my wood screws, which were, I think, 1.5 inches. You know, just wanted to make sure that it's gonna go through both the pieces, but not stick out too far at the top. And honestly, if you don't have a nail gun, you can totally put your wood on this way because it was extremely easy to do and it works really well and it really secures your pieces of wood. All right, so now we're gonna take that bottom piece after we got our boards in there, and I am going to use my corner brackets to attach this back to the bottom. So now I'm going to take these, I call these furniture leg mounts. I think they're called leg mounts. But anyways, that's what they are. And I'm going to attach them to the bottom the same way that I did the corner brackets. And I bought bun feet from Lowe's. And that is what I'm going to screw into the bottom, and I'm going to paint them the same color as the body of the piece. All right, so now I'm going to take this tissue paper that I got from Hobby Lobby, and it is just like a French vintage print, and I'm going to decoupage it to the back using my water and my Mod Podge. Now I'm doing it a different way. I normally like soak my paper in water and then add the glue and then put the glue on top, but I'm doing it a different way, and I probably won't do it this way again, but I am going to add the glue first, then I'm going to spray the paper, and then I'm going to add the paper on top of there, and then we're going to let it dry. So now I'm going to just use my leveler, and I'm going to make sure that these hooks that I got from Walmart, I forgot how much it cost, but you get like 6 of them for like, I swear I paid under $6 for them. Or it might have been $6. But anyways, so I'm just going to use that, making sure that these are nice and straight. And then I'm going to drill the holes and attach them to this piece. And then I'm going to take the wood and I'm going to attach it to the back with the screws. I don't have the footage of that, and I don't have the footage of me adding the feet to the bottom, but you guys kind of get the gist of it. And the last step here, as you can see, I am just stapling the back on to the back. That looks so funny. And Riley right there, yes, she's always by my side, y'all. But I'm just going to staple this to the back, and then you see the paper that's floating away. I'm just going to take my sandpaper and I'm going to sand that right off, and that is it. We're all finished. All right, so I am all finished. I absolutely love how this turned out. Literally, the color is, oh my gosh, I love it. It's so pretty. It's kind of like the duck egg from Annie Sloan. It's just, I love the color, especially when you add the glaze on top of it. It just gives it that really vintage aged look, which I love. Okay. Also, the brown tone from the stain that I use, which is Briar Smoke, is from Rust-Oleum. I absolutely love it. That might just be like my second favorite. I love the contrast that it gives with the blue, and then the decoupage paper that has that yellowish kind of tone vibey thing going on. I just love how all of it just came together. The body, of course, I sealed it with wax, and the top, and I buffed it out really well, and the wood is sealed with boiled linseed oil, and yeah, that's it. So I hope you guys like this, love it. If you do, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you comment down below to let me know what you think, and I will see you in my next one.